Welcome to the Flyin Illini Breakdown. I'm your man, Stephen Bardo, coming at you with a scouting report with Illinois visiting Nebraska this evening. Want to give you some things to think about, to watch for, and if you see some of these things, you either know the Illini may be struggling or they're having success. So let's get into it. The Huskers are a top 50 defensive team. They're really, really good, and they pretty much have a rule where they double the post. They do not want to get Derek Walker Jr. in foul trouble. They're a little thin across the front line. They bring in Wilhelm Breidenbach. He can come in. He's a serviceable big. He kind of stretches the floor, but they don't have a lot of depth up front. So they like to keep Derek Walker out of foul trouble. So they will double team the post quickly, and Danger has got to understand that tonight he may not get a lot of opportunities. So he's got to kick it out of the post quickly. Ball movement is going to be key against this Huskers team. They are not a good shooting team. Bottom of the league in three-point field goal percentage shooting, but C.J. Wilcher can shoot it. Tomi Naga can shoot it from deep. Juwan Gary's coming off of a season high, so just like any other team, they can get hot, but they're streaky. And so percentage-wise, they're not a good shooting team. The Illini may be able to take advantage of that. Derek Walker Jr., to me, is a first-team All-Big Ten performer. He doesn't get a lot of credit because he plays at Nebraska, but I've seen him score against Zach Edey. I've seen him score against Mady Sissoko at Michigan State. He's crafty. He did pretty well against he didn't play that first game at Indiana, but Derek Walker Jr. is a crafty player. He can score the basketball. The Illini are going to have to really lock in on him. Juwan Gary is a wing size, but he kind of slides down to the four sometimes. He had a season high 18 last game against Minnesota. Athletic player, can get his own shot sometimes. He doesn't do it often, but he's starting to get more confident. So, Nebraska is a balanced offensive team. They've got 6 guys that average at least 9 points per game. So they're a unique squad in that their point guard, Sam Griesel, is 6'7" and physical. He likes to post up. And so sometimes he'll just come up the floor in a regular situation. He'll just start backing the point guard down. So the Illini are going to have to be really cognizant of that, whether they're going to put Shannon on him or will they put Epps on him to start and then see how many times they try to utilize Sam Griesel in the post. The Illini will definitely have to pay attention to that because Nebraska does a good job of playing off of Griesel. When he decides to get in the post and back down, they kind of space out on the backside. He's just kind of backing down, trying to get to his spots. So Nebraska, a little unique in what they do offensively, but they're balanced and they really share the basketball well. On the Illini side, they've got to take size advantage of the wings like they did against Wisconsin. You saw Meyer get to the bucket. Shannon got to the bucket. Coleman Hawkins was able to knock down a three, but tonight, if his three isn't falling, he may be able to get downhill as well, depending on who's guarding him. So they got to take care of the basketball. RJ Melendez, same thing. Get downhill if you can. They must move the ball consistently to get quality looks. You can't walk the ball up the court and try to score against Nebraska in the half court with minimum passes. If the Illini look like they did at Northwestern in the second half, where they're just jacking up threes and the ball is not moving, Nebraska will beat them because they're similar in their defensive prowess like Northwestern. They're a very good defensive team. And so you want to push the rock. You want to get up the floor before Nebraska gets set up, because if you're going to walk the floor up and you're going to play at their pace, you're going to struggle if you're the Illini. The Illini have not been consistent in shooting the basketball, even though they're top third in the Big Ten in three-point percentage shooting. They've been streaky, and you don't want to rely on that on the road at Pinnacle Bank Arena. That's a place gets loud. It's big. The Huskers do very well off of that energy. As a result, they took Purdue to overtime, and really that was a nip and tuck game down the stretch. Purdue got the benefit of a pretty phantom foul that kind of shifted the balance of that game. But Nebraska don't sleep on the Huskers. You got to get up the floor. You got to push tempo. If you can look at any game against Nebraska that was very successful. It was the Michigan State Spartans. They pushed tempo when they were in the half-court set. That ball moved. They popped the rock, and they kept it moving. Even when Sissoko got in the post, he knew he wasn't even looking to score. He'd catch it, kick it back out, and keep it moving. So Danger is not going to be able to really do a lot of damage. They're going to keep Walker out of foul trouble. They're going to double team him. So the ball has got to move, similar to what we saw against Wisconsin, if the Illini want to have success. And so this is a good opportunity for the Illini. They can crash the glass. They can push tempo. And if they move the ball like we saw in their last game, they can have success. This is a game that the Illini can win. Not that they can't win anywhere. Anytime all these Big Ten teams, road or home, they can win. But the Illini need to start building consistency with their rotation. Brad Underwood shortened the rotation to 8 players last game. I thought that was really good. I think when Luke Goody comes back, it will be a 9-man rotation. I think that's plenty. And I think that gives guys enough time on the floor. They're not looking at the bench, whether or not I'm coming out if I miss a shot or have a turnover. Epps is played well against Wisconsin. He had some turnovers. You're going to expect that as a freshman. Maybe this might be a good scenario for him because Nebraska is not a team that forces a lot of turnovers. And Wisconsin's not either, but Chucky Hepburn is a sneaky defender. So Jay Neps is going to have to really take care of the basketball, as will Sincere Harris. But if they move the basketball and they are locked in to share the rock and get deep into the shot clock when they have to go in a half court, I think the Illini can find success. Tune in for more of these Flyin Illini breakdowns covering the Illini and see what they can do. I think this is going to be an interesting game tonight. The Big Ten is fantastic. If you want to join the inner circle of Bardo's breakdown, the number's right there, 312-847-2739. Good luck to the Nebraska Huskers, to the Fighting Illini. I wish both of the teams great success, and we'll see the outcome. Talk to y'all later. Holla, y'all.